we didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just United front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game. We wanted to do something that was just united and collective, and I thought that it was a very powerful moment and got the point across. And sometimes you don't have to say anything.
What do you mean by what you owe us?
The players of what is building this brand and this league. There is no league without the players, and the past, present, the ones coming out, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in, and so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create. So that's basically what that is.
You want to talk equal pay? Let's talk math. There's 144 players in the WNBA. Average salary, $147,745. That's $21.2 million in total salaries. And yet the league is projected to lose $40 to $50 million this year alone. That means after the players' salaries are paid, the league still bleeds $18.7 million. To break even, each player would have to pay back $130,794.72. And they're demanding raises. This isn't sexism. This ain't racism. This is basic economics.
Players on both sides, including Caitlin Clark, wore black shirts during warm-ups that read, "Pay us what you owe us."
Originally, I thought it said welfare queens on it, but I didn't have my glasses. They only lost money for 30 years. What do you want?
WNBA players are simply saying this, Rob. Most leagues in the NBA, NHL, NBA, NFL, they're making around 50% of the revenue that comes in. 50%. The WNBA is only making, how much you think? 30? Nope. 20? Nope. 10? Nope. 9%. And so I think what we're seeing is simply them saying we want more of what is to come, what is being had. $2.2 billion in the media rights deal. 40% merchandise is up. 26% attendance is up. We want more. And I think that's fair. And the thing about a protest is it's not comfortable. Usually people don't like it. You don't like the timing of it. I wish you'd have did it differently. Why T-shirts? Why not this? That happens whatever. You pick it. George Floyd to Vietnam, students against Vietnam War. Like, no one's ever going to like when you protest. You're kneeling the NFL. It's not the time. It's not the place. So generally a protest is to make you uncomfortable, to draw a conversation, to have some type of dialogue about these things.
I totally disagree. And I dare the WNBA players, I dare you, walk out. Because despite Caitlin Clark, despite all this stuff, they still lost $40 million this past year. There was no bonanza. She's at her height. If you're losing money at her height, how in the world going forward? It ain't going up automatically. You just had the biggest bump and you still lost $40 million. I dare the union to walk out. I dare you players. Because it ain't going to be pretty. You can't collect money for 30 years. This ain't some new league that started and you understand it's going to take a little while to make money. They were subsidized by the NBA. I know firsthand in Detroit. They didn't want the shock. When they were winning those championships, they could not sell tickets. They had a full building because they were giving them away. And all I'm saying is, you got to crawl before you walk. And I understand wanting more. But are you accounting for the 30 years of red ink that under normal circumstances, you would not have had a league? Caitlin Clark, when she's not playing, the ratings went down 55%. Those are facts, not feelings. When she wasn't going to announce that she wasn't going to play the WNBA, the tickets dropped off the face of the earth. I'm not saying you're not entitled to money, but it's based off of what you bring in. I double dare them to walk out because you won't have a league.
Pay us what you owe us.
Erie event. Unable to hit the three in the NBA All-Star game. And right away, Asia Wilson launching. Picking her way up the floor, Nafisa Collier. Blum shovels into Thomas. Thomas misses the ledge. Thomas misses the ledge. 3. Here's Angel Reese firing away. Off to Reese. Angel Reese has been on a tear of late. With the Mercury, Nate Tibbetts, their head coach, their system surrounding her with shooting. And as AT was telling us yesterday.
So it's come out that WNBA players are prepared as a whole to strike if they don't get what they're demanding in terms of their own sort of reparations. I fucking dare the WNBA players to go on strike. I dare them to. I want them to. You guys think you're invisible now? You take your spoiled ass whiny brats and go on strike weeks before college football starts and the NFL is right around the corner. Y'all think you were irrelevant before? Go on strike with 2 of the most popular sports entities right around the corner, gearing up for their seasons. Y'all think you didn't mean shit to the public before? Go on strike right before football season starts. Y'all are really gonna get your feelings hurt in terms of how irrelevant you actually fucking are. The WNBA really thinks they're about to do something to the American public if they go on strike. It won't do anything but prove everybody right in terms of the only reason we're watching the WNBA is because of Caitlin Clark. If the WNBA goes on strike, they might as well cancel their negotiations for this up-and-coming CBA. Because statistics have already shown that most women don't watch the WNBA. It's mostly men, the smidgen of men who do care about basketball. Y'all think those men are going to care when football season starts? Go on strike and see how fucking irrelevant the WNBA actually is to everybody else's life. I hope they do it. I hope they get their feelings fucking smashed. The only reason why people give a little bit of a damn about the WNBA is because the most popular sports are not playing right now. After that shit show piss poor performance of a fucking WNBA All-Star game, after that was put on display over the weekend, these selfish, spoiled, entitled brats go on strike. Watch the WNBA lose another $50 million and then try and come around and talk about y'all need more money and want more money. Please, I dare them to go on fucking strike.
People always disrespect women regardless. They're always going to not give us the same value as a man. So I just don't even think that. The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And I want y'all to realize that.
I'm really tired of seeing them complain about the lack of pay because they're doing themselves a disservice by just complaining. And
they're not just complaining.
Huh?
They're not just complaining, really.
But they are. They're just going to continue to say, well, the revenue isn't there. The revenue isn't there. So if you don't bring in the revenue, we can't up your pay.
From everything that I've read, the WNBA has never turned a profit. So if I've never turned a profit, Ocho, so let me get this right. I'm losing money, but you want a raise.
Okay, now the WNBA players have lost their ever-loving mind. So the WNBA players have wore this t-shirt. It says, pay what you owe. Here's a t-shirt. Now, hear why this is ridiculous, okay? First of all, the WNBA is entirely subsidized by the NBA, okay? It's entirely, I want to say since the inception. Number 2, the WNBA has not turned a profit in over 20 years. How they going to pay y'all more they haven't turned a profit in over 20 years? Okay? Third of all, Caitlin Clark. You actually had the opportunity to get paid what you're worth. Okay, I talked about this months ago. Here's the clip.
I distinctly remember thinking, oh, she gonna take that money because she'd be stupid not to. But she turned down, look.
Okay, so basically, Ice Cube offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in the Big Three, okay? She'd been the only female playing in the league. Then, and she still would have been able to play in the WNBA. But whatever, had the opportunity to make up to $15 million, and here's why it's crazy. You turn that down to make $76,000. Okay, whatever. But now you have the nerve to wear this t-shirt that says pay what you owe. I don't know who came up with that idea, but y'all need to not listen to them anymore. And Caitlin Clark, you should have known better. You could, because you knew your situation. You should have told them people, no, like, sometimes you just gotta be like, nah, I can't really do that. It's gonna look crazy if I do it. So that's the moral of the story. Sometimes you just gotta say no.
Pay us what you owe us?
if the woke women of the WNBA get what they want, they're not going to be very happy. So on Saturday, leading up to the WNBA All-Star game, you had the All-Stars take the court with shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us." I mean, always cool when you have fans that are taking in an All-Star game and then they're met with like a labor message. I mean, that is no doubt going to help grow the league. But here's the bigger thing. If the WNBA All-Stars, if any of the players in the league were paid what they were worth, they wouldn't be getting anything. They'd be looking for new jobs. In the 28-year history of the WNBA, there is not a single year that league has made money. In fact, there's not another enterprise in existence that has lost money for 28 consecutive years, this side of governments, that are still around. And the WNBA, even as it has gotten bigger in recent years, it's lost more money. They've gone from an average loss of $10 million per year during the course of their history to approximately a $50 million loss last year. So pay them what they're worth? Yeah, nothing.
Please like and subscribe. For real, subscribe.